Hello again, this is Alex with MasterChartsTrading.com, and this is market recap for Friday, October 23rd, 2020. As always, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with others. So, not a very impressive week this past 5 days, 5 trading days. Not really much has happened with stocks or the bonds for that matter. But we are going to look at several trade examples, for example, General Motors, Twitter, Cleveland Cliffs. This is a speculative stock, so it's from from my new speculative stock newsletter. Junk bond really didn't go anywhere either. Treasury bonds pulled back a little bit, so this is, the only thing that happened mostly this week. Oil again didn't really do much, but we'll look at oil, dollar, precious metals, Bitcoin, and Ethereum at the end. Bitcoin actually hit 52-week highs. Okay, so throughout the presentation, once again, I'll be using my trading indicators, which are green, blue, red, and yellow lines on this chart. So what do these lines show? These lines show what is considered a support and resistance. So support and resistance concepts are, I think, very important to trading, and if you're going to be successful in trading, I think you should consider applying trading using the support and resistance concepts. What's nice about my indicators, the MasterChartsTrading.com price action indicators, is that they actually paint it for you. They show you the resistance with the lines. So what are we looking for here on the S&P 500 chart? Not much is really happening. I'm going to turn off the annotations for a second. So last week I showed this potential cup formation that's being formed from the high on the 2nd of September. Not yet anything, no breakout yet to the new highs. For me, it actually makes very little difference because I don't really normally trade on those at all. I use my indicators pretty much exclusively, and the best opportunity for me is around the blue line. So the blue line was breached here back on April 29th. You can see before that this was trading below the yellow line, so true breakout. In other words, price was way back down here below the yellow, and now it's breaking out above the blue line. So again, these lines do mean something. They are mathematically calculated. They are not drawn in there by freehand, basically. So couple of alerts here, one on back 29th of April, another one here on 18th of May, another opportunity right there where I'm hovering 15th of June, if you were able to get in there. On the 4-hour chart, so sometimes people like to look at 4-hour charts. I occasionally look at 4-hour charts as well, just to kind of ascertain the price action. So currently there's really not much happening, which is basically trading sideways all around the blue line here, and you can see that I thought we're gonna break out, I thought we're gonna go higher, but I mean it's still in a bull market, so it's definitely trading. I would be buying it basically on the 4-hour chart, so I would be buying it right this instant if I was trading on the 4-hour charts. I forgot to mention that you can have the same lines on your chart as well, so you can have these lines, blue, green, red, and yellow lines on your TradingView chart. Just sign up at MasterCharts Trading. QQQ, the Nasdaq, also didn't really do much. Very similar pattern to S&P, much more stronger. Obviously, you can see it went up like huge amounts from the breakout in April. We're just doing nothing right now. I mean, if you have a position, if I had a position, I would be trailing it higher. My stop would be at the blue line currently. And, not much again is happening with the Nasdaq, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with the general stock market. And then Nasdaq will take the cue from the S&P for sure. A few trades I wanted to show. Here's one for General Motors. So of late I've been really liking this true breakouts. So what is a true breakout? True breakout is basically if a stock has been trading basically towards 52-week lows. In my case, I like to see the stock is below the yellow line where I'm hovering right now. And then sometime later, the stock did something. We don't really care what it did, but it eventually closed above the blue line. So for example, this is where I'm hovering right now. This is the close above the blue line, 24th of August. In other words, this is now a bull market stock. Stock has joined the bull market, and I don't really need to think about anything. All I need to know is whether or not the stock has closed above the blue line. If it has closed above it, we're done. We just need to buy it. So this is it. A couple of alerts sent to my subscribers. One here on the 2nd of September, another one on the 1st of October, and already 24% gain. So very nice move. Congratulations, especially if you bought an option here. This could easily be triple, maybe even quadruple. So options really move quite nicely. So I prefer to trade options if they're available. Options also are easier to manage as far as the risk controls go. So you can just simply buy the number of options that you're okay completely letting go. If your stock continues lower, closes below the yellow line, that's your stop, and by then I guarantee you your option will be worthless. So the nice thing is that you can simply buy, you can pay the number of dollars for the premium and no more, and this is your risk. So this is what we did basically here as well. Send an alert on close above the blue line. Again, I'm not really thinking, I'm just following my own indicators. I don't really like to overthink my trades. It's much easier when you have just really straightforward, no thinking trades. This is the kind of trades I like. So this is one of those. General Motors. We went ahead and I just send out an alert, and nice 24% gain. So congratulations. Another one, I actually had a position, I got stopped out at a very nice profit. When you trade in options, you also have to contend with the theta, the decay of the option. So the option will get cheaper as it continues, as the price continues, as the expiration date gets closer and closer. So the price will get reduced, how much people will pay for the option. So I got stopped out, but overall, if you didn't get stopped out, it's close to 40% gain, 37, almost 38% gain here. So this is same thing. I'm just basically buying and close above the blue line, buying close above the blue, and trail higher. Take alerts around, take profits around the green line and trail higher, trail higher, trail higher at the blue line itself. This is what I normally do. So this Twitter trade, again, I had a position. I bought options, and they got stopped out. But overall, very nice, 67% profitable trade. If you bought options, then clearly this is huge gain if you still keeping them open. Another one. So these are more speculative plays, and I actually have another part of my service now is that I'm trading speculative plays as well. So stocks like these, Cleveland Cliffs, for example, it's very speculative, and we trade things of this nature. So I actually bought myself also. This is my calls. I bought here on the September 17th at 89 cents each. Sold one half about a few weeks later, and now it's up 34%. So as I said, it's basically triple. So my original option was 89 cents, is now about double of what I paid. So it's about $1.60 right now. So 30% gain for the stock. triple that, then you get 100% gain for the option. And this is about where I am at right now. So my other remainder of the options is I'm still holding them, and it's looking great. I can't really lose on this trade because I already took profits, so it's just pure, you're just sitting there and enjoying the gains basically with very little stress. Another thing I would recommend is try to cut down on the stress. Okay, so junk bonds really didn't do anything. We just basically traded sideways. Junk bonds and stocks, they move together in the same direction usually, so they move together in lockstep. But this week, not really anything happened. Stocks and bonds really just moved sideways most of the time. Treasuries, on the other hand, the TLT, so this is Treasury Bonds. I have a position I bought from September 10th at 163. Right now the price is below where I bought. My stop is way down here at 142 at the yellow line. So again, I bought an appropriate amount of shares. And how do I do that? You calculate the position by using this nice nifty built-in function. You just put in how much your account size and how many percent you're risking, and it will tell you how many shares you should be buying, provided you don't forget to exit or don't exhibit weakness by not exiting at your predetermined stop. This is psychology of trading. You gotta be strong enough to exit. So for me, TLT currently, I'm still holding and collecting the dividends. Nothing is really happening. It's pulled back a little bit, so I'm just going to be, basically watching and seeing what's going to happen. It is unlikely that treasuries will collapse because Federal Reserve will simply buy them. I don't think treasuries will collapse now. You can look at long-dated Treasury bond yield, TYX. I mean, it is approaching breakout point at 1.84, which would imply a downtrending for bonds. So it's not out of the question. It's not impossible, because I'm looking here. When did this downtrend for the TYX begin? It looks like here in 2018, December 2018. Could have did the opposite. We were buying treasury bonds, so the breakout for treasury bonds right there in December 2018, and we just kept buying them basically. Right now, so we're gonna be waiting and seeing where this is gonna take us. For now, I'm still treating treasuries as bullish. I actually have several positions in several of my accounts, so until proven otherwise, we'll keep a bullish outlook. Okay, so looking at oil, if I show you the oil, nothing is really happening if you look at daily charts. So let's look at the 4-hour charts. And yes, you can trade using my indicators on the 4-hour chart. Just make sure it's a continuous security. So continuous meaning, like, for example, futures or cryptos. If you try to trade, like stocks on the 4-hour charts, then these lines will be meaningless. So do not trade stocks that have opening gaps. So I'm not sure if you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you, but here's, for example, SPY, S&P 500, and you can see there's all those gaps between the candlesticks. So those candlesticks, those gaps, meaning that on the daily charts there was an opening gap. In the beginning of it, yesterday the price was one, and then next price in the morning of the next day completely different. So going back to the continuous security, so CL1 exclamation point is light crude oil futures. Latest signal was a long signal. I'll be buying it, and actually maybe this was right there at the target already. I mean, if you bought it right at the blue line and then you got your target, that's a 2% gain. If you're nimble, you could have gotten out. So, but then there was another long signal just a few days, a few hours later, right there where I'm putting the arrow. So for now, I mean, the latest signal was long. I would be buying it, but it's just not going. You know, we had multiple opportunities to go higher, and it's just not really going. So maybe we're gonna see a turnaround, and the opposite will happen: a breakdown below the red line and then collapse lower. So it's entirely possible. Okay, looking at the 4-hour charts again for dollar index, I am just showing you 4-hour charts because really not much is happening on daily. I mean, I can go to daily charts and I'll show you that, yeah, it's in a downtrend. Best opportunities were back here in June and of last year, but right now there was really no opportunity. So we need to, if you want to really trade it, you gotta go deeper, you know, like on the 4-hour chart. So this is what I'm showing to you right now, 4-hour charts. Here on the 20th of October, an opportunity to sell it, to short it, and this was successful already. You could have made money right there. And another opportunity a few days later, and I would have, you know, if I was able to trade the security, I'm probably gonna keep the position still open on the short side and see what happens. So dollar seems to be in a downtrend on both daily and 4-hour charts. So this is pretty powerful downtrend. If you're looking at euro versus US dollar, there's the breakout in the euro versus US dollar right there. You know, on the 4-hour chart, this looks good. We could see a move higher for euro, and by extension, a move lower for the dollar. Should that happen, precious metals should be benefiting if this happens. So I'm gonna just move this a little bit out of the way. This is a chart of XAU USD. This is gold on a 4-hour chart again. So we can look at the daily chart. The daily chart, so the daily chart doesn't really show much. We made a new high, an all-time high here in August, and then we were pulling back. But this pullback, in my opinion, is not sufficient. Like I wanted to see a touch of the blue line. It didn't happen yet. Currently the blue line is at 1839 basically, and I think we're gonna come down there. So let me show you how that could happen in a 4-hour chart. So if I was trading gold, this is XAU USD 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour charts, I would be shorting it right this instant, and hoping for a move towards the below the yellow line right here on the 4-hour chart, but potentially even lower. So this level where I marked it, 1839, I just showed it, it's a blue line on a daily chart. So I think this is going to be a strong support, like right around there. But until that gets, until gold gets there, we can see still strong pressure to the downside. So if once again, if I was trading it right now, I would be shorting it. Silver, same thing. I would be shorting it basically. Looks like dollar is, I mean, it could be. Look at dollar again. It's just everything is very indecisive right now. So if dollar drops, then gold should benefit, but it's not. So even though dollar is dropping, gold is not benefiting that much. So what I'm trying to say is there's a good chance we're going to see another intermediate low for gold and silver before we'll resume a strong uptrend. Okay, and now let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin just went to 52-week highs. Unfortunately, I was stopped out, but alert was sent to subscribers back in May and April. And look at this beautiful breakout where I'm hovering. There's this breakout above the blue line. Don't really have to think too much. We buy right there and we just enjoy the ride. Again, trail at the blue line itself for the longer term holds. So Bitcoin and cryptos in general seem to be doing quite well. I actually have a position myself in Ethereum. Here's my position. I bought Ethereum on 24th of September at 344.84. It's currently at 400 or so. So I already sold a quarter and advanced my stop to entry. So at this point, there's just no way I can lose money that I'm aware of. And this is the kind of thing I like. You don't have to worry about the trade. Previous good alerts were back here in May, actually. Alright, that's it for this week's recap. Head over to MasterChartsTrading.com. You can also go to everyonecantrade.com. Everyonecantrade.com. Click on products, and we have 3 products. I have newsletter. Newsletter basically covers stocks and ETFs. So about 50 ETFs and about 60 or 80 stocks or so. I cover very common stocks like Apple, Facebook, etc., and common ETFs like SPY, QQQ, IWM, etc. You get the weekly in-depth videos, and everything is on the internal blog. Of course, you also get the free 30-day trial. At $29, I think it's a great beginner price for people who are just trying to get into the trading and understand what's it like. If you know what you're doing, get the trading indicators. And I'm talking about these indicators, the green, blue, red, and yellow line. And you can trade pretty much any security. Here's Cleveland Cliffs, for example, that I was trading just recently with over 100% gain for the option that I'm holding. But for the actual stock, it's 34% gain. And then the ultimate bundle. So that's the whole thing. You get the trading indicators, you get the stocks and ETFs, but also, here's where the cool part are. You also get the commodities, gold, cryptocurrencies, forex alerts for this bundle as well. Additionally, you get the stock screener. Stock screener is this new thing we have where you will get more alerts, and you can customize the alerts as well. It's still in the works, but the basic screener is available. So we have about 250 tickers that you will get alerts about. Basically, it's large cap stocks, but again, we're working on other lists as well, like mid cap and stocks that have options, for example. And this is what I'm referring to, the stock speculator newsletter. And this kind of stocks like Cleveland Cliffs, no name stocks, but with a huge potential. This is what we're trading in the stock speculator newsletter. The price is $49.95 per month. I think it's a steal. Pretty much everybody that I talk to says that I am undervaluing my services by a huge amount. So, while I'm still undervaluing them, you can still get a great value. So sign up today before this price could easily, double at the very least, but could be quadrupling. So we'll look at this in the near term, because these new 2 services are worth significant amount already. Alright, that's it for this week's recap. Thanks for watching and have another great trading week. Bye bye.